if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, welcome. We're here tonight, the 6th annual Sprint Car Classic here, and it's going to be a good one because we're at the famed Eldora Dirt Speedway. That's Tony Stewart's backyard here. We got some 410 wing sprint bad boy actions, and the driver's out here, I'm going to tell you. But, hey, I got a famed guy up here in the booth with me, old Matt. Y'all have heard him probably over UDTV, but He does some awesome stuff over in the Australia side of things. So what's going on, Matt?
Not much, mate. Good to be here tonight here at the world-famous Eldora Speedway here in Rossburg, Ohio, and it's going to be a great night of 410 wing sprint car action, mate. I can't wait to see what this brings on.
Oh, man, you're right. And I tell you what, it's been 6 years running so far at these guys. I mean, and you just look through the roster through here. We've got iRacing World Pro Champions, some of the best that iRacing can produce. And, we were talking a little bit, 410 wing sprints. Not many of them I've done on the circuit here because, well, quite frankly, these things are just like mini monsters.
Yeah, they sure are, mate. You can't go wrong with a 410 cubic inch, 900 horsepower V8 underneath your right foot. And these things, mate, I'll tell you what, in real life 410 sprint car action, when you're watching them on a dirt speedway, oh mighty.
Absolutely. Well, folks out there, man, appreciate you tuning in because we have been tasked with the, let me bring it back up here. We've been tasked, Tristan said that me and Matt have to come up with the best presenting car award out here. So throughout the night, and we're probably going to leave it, I don't know, Matt, what do you think? We're going to leave it to the feature? Will we give that one out, or do we put it through the heats, or what? I mean, heats will be kind of hard to keep up with because if the guy don't make it to the feature, well, we won't see it the rest of the night. So maybe let some of the viewers out there see which ones they like also.
Yeah, I reckon so. I reckon if we just keep watch throughout the night, like through the heat races, and whatever car stands out to a lot of the folks watching online here tonight, and also maybe between yourself and I, and just see what car stands out nicely, I reckon it's going to be a pretty good joust for who's going to be best presented car here tonight, folks. But we've also got quick time awards. We've got hard charger awards. We've got hard luck awards as well that are going out tonight to all the drivers. So hopefully, let's see in hard luck award. Now we know race fans with hard luck awards, that means if you don't qualify well, in order to have a good heat race, and you've got to go through all of the last chance qualifiers, that means the hard luck award is going to go out to someone there tonight. So I tell you what, Joe, these drivers are going to be fighting tooth and nail here tonight, mate.
Yeah, we got a lot of great sponsors out there too. Good shout out, man. JJ and what is that? JJ here, but it's Racewear local. What's that? What is that?
So it's JJ and SC Racewear, local sprint car photography, LP designs, and YOB Racing as well for everything they do here with the 6th annual Sprint Car Classic event.
Nice, appreciate it there. And I tell you, like you just said, we got the quick time, best presenting, hard charger, hard luck, which they'd call that on the BC Goodies Award. Oh yeah, it's well said. So now Holt out there says Tim Ryan paying $1.01 for quick time. So you're gonna go 101 for the quick time, and we're in practice right now. Didn't know if he was going to maybe advance it a little bit, but just watching some of these cars shooting around here right now. The big man out front, Bryce Lucid, and he's a iRacing Pro driver. He's setting a pretty quick time out there of a 12.55.
Yeah, so Bryce Lucius, 12.552. Then back to Devin Butts with a 12.573. So not much in it out there at the moment, Joe. Obviously, these drivers separated just over by a 10th, mate, at the moment. Tim Ryan back there as well in position number 3 here in hot laps with a 12.579. Then back to Nathan Vanderwacker. Mason Hannigan, the Mini Hurricane, out here tonight as well. Also another pro driver out of Pittsburgh, Indiana.
Nice, yeah. What it tells me about these times out here, I'm watching, I'm looking. Obviously, it's open setups. As close as they are, I talk about times a lot and what it takes to pass. With times like this, I think track position and positioning on the track is going to be very important because when they're that close, it's going to be very hard to maybe come through the field unless somebody just has some problem.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So let's just see what this racetrack brings on. Right now, you can see in hot laps at the moment out there on the speedway, it is starting to slicken off quite a fair bit. So obviously, these drivers are going to be having, obviously the crews and the drivers are going to be, the drivers are going to be relaying information back to the crews and finding out what they can do with these race cars. So obviously, as the track progresses on here tonight, obviously it's going to become harder and harder for these drivers to try and find grip on the speedway.
Yeah, we'll see if they get up our, normally Eldora's considered the top heavy dominant track up there on that cushion. Risk versus reward to get that tire up there banging off the wall. We'll see if guys maybe kind of migrate towards the middle, bottom, see if it becomes a multi-groove style track, or use a slider line like you was talking about. And with the 410 wing sprint, you've got enough power to pull it off of that bottom lane and come off the turn. Normally, I've seen some of, the lower powered style cars, they struggle with that. You get down there low, yeah, you can go into the turn, but coming off the turn, it bogs down. This thing, nah, you got all the power in the world under your foot.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So obviously these cars are, you can't really go wrong with the power. It's pretty crazy at this stage. So not much more you can really say and do with these race cars, but obviously at this stage, obviously you've got all of the power under your right foot with these 410 cubic inch, 900 horsepower sprint cars.
Absolutely. We'll give away a shout out there to Caden Berry. Just turned 16 years old, man. Well, I guess a happy belated birthday, as it looks like we're going to slam it over here to qualifying here tonight. Who's going to be the man to put it on front with a quick time here award? We'll see what happens as these guys are starting to grid up. Watch through the field right now as it'll flip through different ones here.
Yeah, so let's find out who's going to be quick time here tonight. So it will definitely go out to pay to be quick time here tonight. Joe, it's going to be tough luck, mate. So track has been reworked, race fans, as quick time. It's going to be pretty crazy out on the racetrack. Times will start coming through momentarily, race fans, as Jordan Rutledge in the 114 car for Rutledge Brothers Racing sets a time in at the moment with a 12.706. Robert Crawley goes quick time with a 12.565. That is a nail-biter time right there. Cooper Wilson, quick time with a 12.552. Robert Crawley still back there in position number 2. Barry Hodges in position 3 with a 12.573. American Tyler Street in the house for tonight as well. Alex Henner, quick time, 12.547. That is a nail-biting time right now, Joe. These cars are absolutely laying down the law.
Yeah, they are, and you look at the time between the top two. I mean, that is split by thousandths of a second. Hannon and Wilson just shows you the competition out on this track that you were just talking about. But Hannon right now holds the quick time spot. Let's see if anybody can bump him off that top point and get it done.
It's going to be an absolute nail-biter here tonight as Joshua Walton out there on the speedway right now in the Hobbs Trenching and Boring, should I say, 81 race man. Yeah, it's all on right now. Aiden Beerline, 12.525. Tyler Shell, your 2023 World of Outlaws Car Quest Auto Pass Sprint Car Series champion, goes second quick with a 12.537. I tell you what, Joe, this is on.
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at the times. I mean, you got Aiden Beerline right there, like you said, a 12.53, but Lachlan Phillips slams a 12.53. That's thousandths of a second, 10,000ths of a second's difference between the top two, and then, like you said, the world champion, Tyler Shell, he's right behind them. This is going to be some close racing.
Oh, you're not wrong there, Joe. Absolutely, mate. As qualifying will be getting set to wrap up here shortly. Car still out on the speedway. There is Tim Ryan, one of the guys who is also very well known here on the iRacing scene, the Virtual Racing School number 98 car, the Logitech sponsored entry. So good to see Tim out there on the speedway for tonight. And Tim Ryan, quick time, 12.476. Oh, mighty.
Wow. Yeah.
What a fly from Tim Ryan.
Well, that is a flying time. I mean, that is like what? Oh, that is over 400ths of a second faster than the field. You want to talk about a guy that's got a jetpack on the back of that machine. He flew around here. Tim Ryan, bad, fast time. He's out there. He probably just hurt the feelings of everybody on the field.
I'm pretty sure he did, mate. Tim Ryan, no matter when he gets into a 410 sprint car, whether it's a 360 sprint car, you know he's going to be fast. So let's see what other times will be brought through, race fans. Alex Hanna back there in position 6 as well with a 12.547. Jonte Goss as well with a 12.681, but way back down in 36 at the moment. These guys are going to be fighting tooth and nail to find out who's going to be quick time, and I reckon Tim Ryan is going to be unstoppable here in qualifying here tonight, race fans. That Logitech-sponsored VRS number 98 car, absolutely on point here right now.
Yeah, that's a bad, fast time. I don't think anybody's going to be able to. And if that's indicative of what he can do tonight. I mean, that guy is going to put on a show that's going to be unlike any other. Tim Ryan, I mean, come out here and just blistered the hearts of everybody in qualifying. Is anybody else? I mean, you still got a little time out here. I don't know if anybody else is going to be able to catch him, though.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult, I reckon, to be honest with you, Joe, as we got still a couple of cars out there on the racetrack at the moment. So see what times can still be brought through. I do believe that this could be
right now.
Riley Castle-Roberts out there on the racetrack in the styled imagery number 22 car. So Riley is 44th quick with a 12.753 and crosses the stripe. Can he go any better? No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. 12.725. Jumps to 41st quick for Riley Casson-Roberts, another Australian native driver. Good to see him out here for tonight in the 22 car. So I tell you what, race fans, it's going to be all on like Donkey Kong here tonight here at Eldora Speedway. Tim Ryan goes bang with a 12.476. Aidan Beerline back there in second with a 12.525. Back to Lockie Phillips with a 12.533. Tyler Shell with a 12.537. Bryce Lucius, should I say, sorry, with a 12.544. You're back to Alexander with a 12.547, so not much actually separating those top six drivers. You're back to Cooper Wilson, Rylan Gray, Garrett Holsley. Yes, it is. Paul Bryan rounding out your top 10 with a 12.561. So it's pretty equal lap times between positions 9 and 10. You're back to Robert Crawley, Sean Stevens, and Caden Berry to round out your top 13 at the moment. So as qualifying will be getting set to wrap up here pretty shortly, Joe. I'll tell you what, mate, 410 sprint cars, 900 horsepower. I reckon these times, 12.4. Not bad around this racetrack. That's pretty much on point with real life 410 sprint car racing, I would say.
Bad fast. Well, let's bring up our Tim Ryan. This guy just blew the field away here tonight. Let's bring him up here. Quick time winner here, and let you get a word with him, Matt.
Well, race fans, your quick time award presented tonight and a $25 award bonus for the Western Australian native Tim Ryan. Tim, mate, what a run here tonight, mate. Obviously, good way to open up the night here at Eldora Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. This is only the start of the night, though. Really want to obviously get the big prize at the end of the night on the last lap. That's the one that pays. So, eyes forward. Track, I think they're going to carry it over the whole night, so it'll be pretty slick. But I'm pretty confident with the package we have, to be honest.
Mate, obviously between hot laps and I'm pretty sure qualifying, you and your crew back down there in the pit area will be saying to each other going, what's this track going to do? Obviously out there at the moment, obviously still very tacky, still very moist, but what's going to be the preferred line here tonight, mate, for a lot of these drivers and providing yourself as well?
I think the top will definitely be the place to be in the feature. The tricky thing is, and I think this is why my qual lap was so strong here, the wind was 18 mile an hour, which is quite a lot, especially the way it's blowing into turn 4. It really blows the car up towards the outside wall. So the way the car flows through there is a little bit different to what we're normally accustomed to.
Mate, well done on quick time here tonight, and obviously no doubt it's going to be pretty crazy for you and your team down there tonight, mate. Obviously with another 53 sprint cars out down there in the pit area. Mate, good luck for tonight, and we'll see you back in the heat race. Well done.
Cheers, boys. Thank you.
There it is, race fans. Tim Ryan, your quick time award winner here tonight. So see what he can do in the VRS Logitech sponsored number 98 car, Joe.
Yeah, no doubt, man, Matt. I'll tell you what, it's going to be a good one as we wind down on qualifying here and set off our heat races here tonight. Man, I tell you what, we got a solid field, and right there just already shows you Tim Ryan. He's not even a pro driver here in the iRacing scene, but he just came out here and just stomped the hearts of all the pro drivers in this field with that time he laid down. I mean, we thought Beerline's time was fast. But let's get it up. Let's grid up our heat race number 1. Man out front, Tim Ryan's going to start it up front. Alex Hannon right there in second. Robert Crawley starting third. Mason Hannigan up in fourth. JP Schrader there in fifth. Eric Benson, hope I said it right there in sixth. Lachlan Barbary up in 7th. I'm going to just say in 8th place is Goss. Can't get the first one there. Riley Kesson there in 9th. And Trent Gosley rounds out the 10th place spot. But, whew, man, me fast times here, Matt.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. It's going to be pretty crazy, and it's going to be on right now here, race fans. Heat race number 1 is about to line up on the racetrack, and these drivers are about to fight it out for what is going to be, no doubt, one of the coolest heat races thus far here tonight. Heat race number 1 is about to come out onto the speedway. 8 laps with a distance for heat races here tonight. Race fans, you can see Mason Hannigan lining up out on the outside of the second row, the Mini Hurricane in the Ultimate Dirt TV sponsored Velocity Race Designs number 1X car. So as cars start to roll out, Joe, here we go, mate. Heat race number 1.
Yeah, here we go. Heat race number 1 underway. Tim Ryan, the man out front. Hannon right there starting in second. Looks like, though, Roberts did not grid up here on the first heat race tonight.
Yeah, looks like trouble's befallen early for the 22 car, the styled imagery machine of Riley Casson Roberts. So let's see what's going to happen with that one. We know that obviously without starting a heat race, it will definitely be a start in one of tonight's last chance qualifiers. So probably going to be in the D main, I would say, and that's not where you want to be, Joe.
Ryan right now getting set. Pace truck's about to duck off. We're going racing here, 7 laps. Man, lights off. Good to go.
So here we go, race fans. Heat race number 1. Tim Ryan and Alex Hanna on the front row. Robert Crawley and Mason Hannigan on row 2. 8 laps on the board. Heat race number 1 is green. It's
Green
a
flag.
good start. Good start down the main straightaway for Tim Ryan. Sorry, mate, I'm a little bit ahead of you, that's all.
Oh, you're fine, man. No doubt about it, man. Look at this 3-wide battle going on behind them, though. You got Hannigan and Hannon and Hannigan. Well, that's a tongue twister there. And Crawley starting in the 4th place spot. Oh, contact. Car on the wall. That is, they, them. What? Well, he's wishing, man, he was something. He's done.
That's not the way you want to start your night for JP Schreider, that's for sure, in the number 5 car. So, race fans, obviously down into turn number 3 and 4, this time by down the main straightaway. Tim Ryan is your race leader.
Yeah,
in the
Tim
VRS
Ryan.
Logitech number 98 car.
Well, Tim Ryan, he's blasting the field. Biggest battles happening back here around 5th place spot. You got Barbary and Fenton, they're battling it out for 5th and 6th place spot. Everybody's down low. I noticed it right now, Matt. They're taking that low line. I talked about earlier, taking a high line and a cushion. They have yet to push it up to the top, but I think by the time tonight's over with, you're going to see these guys climbing that wall.
Yeah, absolutely right, mate. That cushion would definitely push up against towards the wall here later on tonight before the A main starts. 110%. But right now, race fans, as the white flag will be getting set to fly here shortly, we've got 2 laps to go here in heat race number 1, and Tim Ryan is your race leader. White flag is out this time for your race leader of Tim Ryan. The battle is on for second between Hannigan and Alex Hanna there in turn number 3 and 4 for the final time, and it will be Tim Ryan getting the job done.
Wow. Yeah, and that's what we kind of, well, I don't want to say kind of figured, but the way he did in qualifying, he came out here and just backed it up in his first heat race, as like you said, putting it out here. But Hannon and Hannigan, well, I said I like to say a tongue twister out there. But heat race number 2, let's grid it up here tonight. Our 6th annual Sprint Car Classic here. Aiden Beerline out front in this one. Cooper Wilson starting in 2nd. Sean Stevens up in 3rd. Barry Hodge starting in 4th. Scott Reed up in 5th. Daniel Boyd starting 6th. Matt Grimm there in 7th. Terrell Wheeler up in 8th. And Blake Walsh rounds the 9th place spot. So another solid field. And, you know, for years, Matt, he never corrected me. I've done a lot of races with Aiden out there, and I always say Aiden Beerline. And he never did until somebody said, you know, his name is Beerline, and I went, really? Never once. I interviewed him, I don't know how many times, and he just went with it. I was like, thanks, man.
Yeah, I was tongue-tied with it once before, mate, as well, when I first started commentating here on iRacing, and I can tell you now, It's as soon as it got back to me the first time, I was like, yep, it's all good. Let's get it on. But
well,
no
we see
stress.
Ann out there, man, or Ann out there supporting old Aiden. So Aiden John Beerline out there supporting. I know he's got a good fan base, one of the pro drivers here in the iRacing. But here we go, Heat Race 2. If it's anything like Heat Race 2, it's going to be exciting.
It sure is, mate. Here we go, though, race fans. I've got to stop watching my screen and watch your screen. That's what I've got to do.
Well, I could put up the thing for you. That way we can see live what I see.
That's all right, if you could. So here we go, race fans. Aiden Beerline and Cooper Wilson on the front row. 8 laps will be the distance.
Yeah, right here as they get set off, man, Beerline gets a jump out front. The biggest battle's happening for 3rd and 4th. That's Boyd and Hodges. They're going to go side by side. We got a car slamming the wall hard. That is Hodges. He hit that thing and tore it all to pieces. Let's go back on the replay here real quick, see what happened to him. He shot off the side, and that's another thing we haven't touched on tonight. These are open wheel style cars. I'm used to here lately doing late models, pro late models, where you can get up there and kind of bump and grind. You don't want to do that too much with these guys. It's almost like an Indy car, and I think that's kind of what happened here with him. As you see him, they're 3 wide back there. Yep, little tire tagging, and then he rode up on the back end, and next thing you know, bam, he's gone.
Yeah, not the way to start your night here for Barry Hodges in the Man Up Sim Racing number 35 car. So unlucky for Barry as we are currently under caution lights here, race fans. Aiden Beerline in the ABR setup shop. Beerline Racing number 13A car. I know his mum is watching online very nervously. And obviously still...
Good supporter.
Yeah, she sure is, mate, 100%, and still with heavy hearts, obviously, with the passing of Aiden's dad, so...
Yeah, that was, about a year ago, I believe it was. I was doing a race I did like one of the charity races for it. I hate that.
Yeah.
Definitely got to give a shout-out to Steve McMillan. His dad passed away, so a lot of great, dirt racers. Unfortunately, family members passing on and hate that, but... Hey, they're watching on, they're loving the racing we got tonight. That's why we're doing it. 6th annual here, Sprint Car Classic. These are the 410 bad boys. You don't get no better than this.
No, definitely not. Absolutely. And I know Aiden's going to be wanting to get this one run and done here tonight, race fans. The 13A car is going to be on point as we get set right now for a restart. This time, we should be going lights out. Aiden Beerline and Cooper Wilson. Sean Stevens back there in position number 3. As we are set to go. Pace car set to pull back to the infield. Aiden Beerline will get set to jump back on the front pedal. We're back to green.
Yeah, it is. And Beerline gets to jump out front behind it. Wilson's trying to keep on his back push bar. Not going to happen. It's Sean Stevens there. Everybody's single file. Top 4 or 5. You go back here to Grimm and company with Terrell Wheeler. They're almost in if they can't go 2x2. Still 5 laps to go in this heat race.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Here we go through turn 1 and 2 and down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4. Bit of a bump of the wall there as well for the 43 car. I would believe that will be Terrell Wheeler back down in the pack at the moment. But Aiden Beerline is your race leader in the ABR setup shop, number 13A car. Back to Cooper Wilson. We're watching on screen the battle for second with Sean Stevens and Cooper Wilson. Wilson goes to the top shelf in turn 1 and 2 down the back stretch. It's a turn number 3 and 4 this time. Wilson right in front of Sean Stevens right now. They battle side by side down the main straightaway into 1 and 2. Stevens with a slide job. Can he make it happen? No, they bang wheels down the back stretch into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Stevens takes over second place as they go side by side once again down the main straightaway. White
flag. Beerline's got it under control up front. The battle's on for second. Stevens going for the slide job move on the inside. He's got second. Out of turn 3 and 4. Out of 4. It's a drag race. Boom. Wilson takes it from him by a tire. Oh, man, Stevens is going to end up in third. Reed's going to come home in fourth. What a heat race. Woo! I tell you, it's going to be electric the rest of the night. Let's grid this up for heat race number 3. These boys out front. Lachlan Phillips starting out front in this one. Rylan Gray going to be in second. Caden Berry there in third. Dan Selleck up in fourth. Joshua Walton starting fifth. Naveen Ulp, I said it right there, in sixth. Connor Duquette in 7th, Hayden Vickers starting 8th, and Blake Bowden starting in the 9th place spot. And I apologize on some of the names if I get them wrong. Maybe Matt can help me out with some of them.
I can, mate. So Neville Alf it is in the 21 car.
Okay. All right.
So,
got it close, I think. My southern
Got it
accent
close.
gets in my way sometimes. You know? I mean, I get
That's all
tongue-tied.
No stress at all, mate. All good. That's what we're here for. So Lachlan Phillips race fans will start on the pole in this one. Watch for Rylan Gray, Indiana Midget Speedway champion as well. So good to see him out there on the field for tonight in the Elite Performance Industries number 81 car. So normally in the Gray's Auto number 6 machine, normally see him in. So good to see Rylan with the wing on top of that race car for tonight. So we will get set. 8 laps is the distance once again here for heat racing here tonight. Heat race number 3. We're getting through these thick and fast. Joe, take it away with the green, mate.
Right now, Phillips right here is looking strong as we're getting set here to go to heat race number 3. They're going to double file them up. Gray, Phillips. Here we go. Lights off on the pace truck.
So as we are green for heat race number 3. Phillips out to a good start down the back straight away this time into turn number 3 and 4 we go. Walton up into the 3rd position. Bed battle is on right now. 3 cars into turn 1 and 2.
Yeah,
down the back straight away we go. It's all on right now, Joe, into turn 3 and 4 this time by, mate.
Yeah, you've got Phillips out front, but Gray's right there keeping him honest. Up top on the cushion, then Barry is going to see if he can't dive down on the inside, throw a slide job, and he lost a lot of momentum. That puts him back here in the waiting wings of Walton. Walton's going to see what he can do. Looks like a lot of slider lines going on as they get up there and bang the wall, battle for the lead.
Yeah, into turn 1 and 2. Rylan Gray looks to the inside. They go wheel to wheel in turn number 3 and 4 this time. Gray looks for the slider, says no though. Lachlan Phillips holds it down to the 17. Rylan Gray relegated back to the 2nd position into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Rylan Gray looks to try and make a move on the 17 car. Meanwhile, Caden Berry's still back there in the 3rd position, the 12 machine. And back to Joshua Walton, the 81. Dan Selleck back there as well in the 511 machine in position number 5 at the moment. But remember, race fans, it's the top 2 that transfer through to tonight's A-main. The rest of them will start from one of the last chance qualifiers with 2 laps to go this time by. We'll see the white flag flapping in the breeze for heat race number 3. Lachlan Phillips out in front. Joe, 1 lap to go, mate. Half lap down the back straight.
Yeah, and it's a good one as Phillips has got it locked up, but he has had Gray on his back bumper to the line. Boy, Gray tried, couldn't get it done. Walton's going to hang on to 3rd. Phillips out front. Barry in 4th. Man, what another good heat race. I mean, that's just all about how the name is. And folks, while we're at it, too, and before we get set here to grid up heat race number 4, look at these paint jobs out here. We'll get more on that into the feature time because, hey, we still got to come up with a nice-looking car as the night goes on. Well, let's grid them up. Tyler Shell, that's the main man on iRacing. He got the World of Outlaws iRacing Championship. Starting out front in this one, Garrett Husley going to be there in 2nd. Chris Ankenville? Nankinville?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Devin Butts right there in 4th. Leo Heaton up, appreciate him. Hey, Matt's my backup guy, all right. Started 5th. Josh Flood there in 6th. Brad O'Brien up in 7th. Jordan Rutledge there in 8th. And Corey Bowden starting in the 9th place spot. But, yeah, just keep your eye out there, folks. I know it's fast and fierce in the heat races right now. The feature will get a little bit more heavy. Maybe we'll kind of go through the field a little bit. I do have a good angle here to show off the cars, like right there. Who's got good paint jobs and what. So one of them kind of catches your eye out there, kind of maybe say the number. We'll kind of focus on it a little bit because we do. And he did leave it up to me and Matt up here. But, hey, we want the viewers out there, involved.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As we will get set right now this time by race fans. Heat race number 4. Be sure to look out for a nice looking paint scheme out there on the racetrack for tonight. So, best presented car we're looking for.
That's a nice one right there, number 7. What a Josh
There
Flood.
it is, yeah.
Flood, man. That's
The
a nice looking one.
C07, yep. Very nice looking race car for Josh Flood here tonight. Can tell you what though, Joe, you see a lot of these nice race cars, mate. They've pulled out all the stops for tonight.
Yeah, I know. So that's going to be a hard decision there. I mean, you can't just pick one. I mean, it's hard to pick just one. But green flag, well, Tyler Shell does what he does on the iRacing platform here, win. And he's out front in a big one. Look at the move Husley did. He just split the needle, went to the inside. He's going to take second place.
Yeah, Garrett Husley into turn number 3 and 4. Down the main straightaway, battling with Chris Nankerville in the King Race Designs number 20 car. Down the back chute, they run. We got a car upside down.
That is Brian. Oh, Brian, man.
Whoa,
Wow.
Brad O'Brien. Not a good start tonight for the OBR Simsets number 77 car.
And he's
As
just gonna
we are
sit
yellow.
on I don't advocate for guys just sitting on the track because that's kind of going to throw the caution no matter what. But let's watch it one more time, see what happened to him. He blinks right there a little bit. Oh, the inside wall just came out and destroyed him. And he had plenty of time, as we're going to watch right here. And I'm a real sterner on this. Tow that thing. Don't bring it, because we wouldn't have had a caution if he would have towed. And then he towed as soon as the caution goes. All right, guys, come on, man.
I'll teach you something else, Joe. You know Brett's favorite phrase.
Don't park it there. Don't park
exactly. Hey, thank you.
You
Yes,
can't
no,
park there.
it's-
You can't park there. Yeah, you can't park there.
go.
Yeah, you can't park there. That's it.
Oh, I
Yep.
tell you what, if Brett is watching online right now, he will be absolutely wetting his pants.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Yeah, gotta give a shout. I mean, guys over there, old Brett, man, UDTV, love those dudes over there, man. It's awesome. Do a lot, but you know, we got some of the best here tonight. You don't get probably no better than this field throughout here for this Sprint Car Classic, and it's definitely living up to be a classic right now. Tyler Shell, he's the main man on the sprint cars here in iRacing. Pace trucks in, green flag. He drops a loud pedal. He's out front here. Husley behind him. Nankinville right there. Look out. Who's that coming through the middle? I think that's Chris. Going to see if he can't thread it again.
Yeah, Chris Nankerville trying to get the job done here in heat race number 4, though. The King Race Designs number 20 looks to the inside on Halsey. Can't get the job done, though. Down the back chute, they run into turn number 3 and 4 this time. Tyler Shell is your race leader.
And what happened to him? Oh, just got up in there. Slide job going wrong. Got a little bit the back wheel into the wall, and he's spinning around and around.
Yeah, not a good start tonight for the Vortex Sim Sports LCJ Carpentry Speedshot51.com number 54 car. Brand new race car they put together for tonight, Joe. And they had a few issues the other night when they were running some laps here at Eldora Speedway. So they've put a whole brand new car together for tonight. So I know that Thomas Mitchell and also Daniel Boyd and also all those guys back there at Vortex Sim Sports will be watching that race car like a hawk.
Yes, it will. So, but right now it's all Tyler Shell in this heat race 4 here tonight. Husley right there behind him. Anchorville holding on the 3rd. Bowden up in the 4th. I mean, it's everybody's who's who. Going to go single file. Looks like on this restart, 3 to go here. Heat race 4. It's been a classic here tonight for the 6th annual Sprint Car Classic. Again, appreciate everybody tuning in. We're live tonight, OSR Network, YouTube, Facebook, dirtfan.com, green flag. Shell gets out front again. Battle's going to be for 2nd.
Yeah, it sure is. Through turn 1 and 2 and down the backstretch they'll run with 2 to go. Tyler Shell. What an absolute exquisite drive here in heat race number 4 as the white flag will fly through turn 1 and 2 and down the back straight away for the final time into turn number 3 and 4. How about a race, fans? Your world champion gets the job done in heat race number 4. Tyler Shell will get the job done. Garrett Halsey in 2nd, Chris Nankerville 3rd. Near back to Corey Borden, Josh Flood and Leo Hayton back there in position number 6. Well, race fans, how about that? Heat race number 4 gets the job done for Tyler Shell. Here's your grid right now for heat race number 5, and it'll be Bryce Lucius and Paul Bright on the front row. You're back to Nathan Vanderwacker and Tyler Street in row number 2. Thomas Mitchell and Henry Fenson in road number 3. Bailey Leeson and Bryce Meddings in road number 4. And Blaine Densley in the 27V will start from position number 9. Joe, heat race number 5, maybe we've got 2 to go.
Don't get like me, get the tongue twister out there. So. Well, man, I tell you what, these heat racers are living up to what we thought tonight. Eldora, racy track so far, and we can already see that cushion is pushed up against the wall. It's risk versus reward when you go up there. The reward is you're a bad, fast cat coming off the turns and in it. The risk part is, though, is getting up our into the wall. I know that these sprint cars love to tag that back right rear on the wall a little bit. It helps them straighten them out a little. But yet too much of it, they can catch that wall and end up climbing. And, well, just like you said, you can't park there. Well, that ain't where you're going to race there either.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. So let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure this is our second last heat race of the night, though, race fans. So we should still have one more left on the program. And I tell you what, though, Joe, have a look at the car on the inside of the 3rd row. Now, that possibly could be my pick for the best presented car.
That one right there? The blue one?
No, go to the inside 3rd row. So the car just next to him, the yellow car.
Oh, the yellow one. Okay. Mitchell, right there. Yeah, looks like a DeWalt machine.
It does.
Nice looking ride. We go green. Well, Lucius out front. Brian gets a good jump. I'm going to say what? Walker? I don't want to say it wrong. Whacker, man. Is it Whacker? I mean, I don't know. If it is, I mean, hey, hope we don't whack the wall, so we'll get it.
You're all right, mate. It's all good. So Nathan Vanderwacker it is in the 88 car, up to position number 3 so far. There you go. Yeah, you did. Bryce Lucius is your race leader, though, race fans. Paul Bryan, so too a pro driver here tonight. They're back to Vanderwacker. Thomas Mitchell in position number 4 as we ride on board with your 3rd place car at the moment of Nathan Vanderwacker in the speedshop51.com. LCJ Carpentry, Vortex Sim Sports number 88 car, as we'll stay quiet for just...
Well, I wanted to say one thing right here. You notice we were talking about the risk versus reward up there. Look at him when they get up on that wall, just how unstable that car can be if it catches the wall. But you're right. I mean, just listen to these cars scream around this track.
You can definitely hear those 900 horsepower motors absolutely scream around here at Eldora Speedway. Here tonight, though, as we rock down the back straight away into turn number 3 and 4 will go. We ride on board right now with the 4 car, I would believe, of Tyler Street. I tell you what, though, Tyler Street, though, Joe, he's had a pretty decent start to his season thus far in real life 410 sprint car racing, and that is his real looking race car as well. Oh, straight into the fence, down the main straightaway.
What a way to finish 5th.
Upside down of Tyler Street.
Wow, but Lucius going to be the man finishing out front. Brian, Whacker, and Dempsey. Top 4. Now we're going to the C main. This is where it's going to get interesting here as let's grid these boys up. Sure we get all 17 of them out here. We got Mason Hannigan. We did not see, I don't remember seeing him in any of the heat races, so he's going to try to do it through the LCQ. Joshua Walton up in 2nd. We got Nathan Wacker there in 3rd. Scott Reed 4th. Corey Bowden up starting 5th. Eric Benson up in 6th. Dan Selleck there in 7th. Blaine Densley at 8th. Matt Grimm there in 9th. Leo Heaton in 10th. Goss starting in 11th. Dudek up in the 12th. Thomas Mitchell 13th. Terrell Wheeler 14th. Devin Butts in 15th. J.P. Schrader there in 16th. Hayden Vickers 17th. And Bryce Menling in the 18th spot. Now, this is where it gets interesting because how many go through the feature?
7.
Wow. So we got, what's going to be...
Now, if I'm not wrong, yeah, so it is top 7 through to the feature race here tonight, Joe.
Wow. So, Selleck going to be the man out there in 7th. That's going to actually put about 8 or so cars, about 9 cars. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one here tonight. 12 laps will be the distance, though, race fans, here tonight for tonight's C main for a lot of these drivers, this is not where you want to be.
Yeah,
the
and
second last chance.
Well, just real quick, you got guys sitting way back in the back. We're talking about only 7 spots. You got Mitchell, you know, Vickers, you know, and Schrader back there. I know he's really fast. Just to name a few. Way back there in the back of the pack, this has not been, we've not seen anybody in the heats be able to come through the field. I mentioned that a little bit before in practice with the times the way they were. So I think it's more of a position style track here tonight. It's important. There's going to be a hard charge if you can get to the front.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. Especially with the way this track is slicking off so much right now, you still see that very distinctive slick line forming in turn 1 and 2, and also in turn 3 and 4 as well. So these guys going to be battling for the top side of the speedway as we are set to go green. 12 on the board. C-main action. Let's go racing.
Yeah, going to be good. You see Hannigan gets the jump out front. Big battle happening in the back. We got cars upside down. Uh-oh. Bowden crashing. Let's go back, watch what happened to him on the replay here. And that's just kind of how it's going to happen. You've got to be aggressive on the start, but you can't be over-aggressive because you know you got to make up a lot on these starts. But Corey Bowden involved in this one. Looks like Dudek was involved in it also. As soon as the green flag flew, riding here with Bowden. Down on the inside, slide job going wrong. Then he gets tagged in the back. Next thing you know, it's just a pile up from there.
Yeah, not what you want to see earlier. Absolutely not what you want to see early here in tonight's C-main, Joe. It's all on like hammer and tong, mate. And we know in C-mains and B-mains, these drivers will be sort of trying to look for any sort of little hole that they can try and get through with these big 900 horsepower wing sprint cars out on the racetrack. So, oh, it sure is.
And we talked about that power at the beginning of the show, how they're able to drive out of the turns with it. You see, like with the 305, you would bog down immensely coming out of the turns if you went down low. Here, you've got all the power in the world to try, like you said, just put that pedal and be able to slide it right out. So you can go low, you can go high, but Eldora is just known for that top side cushion groove style racing, and we've seen it. Now they're just pushed up against the wall. But again, that wall can be like a magnet and can pull you in, and the next thing you know, boom, you're done.
Yeah, we've said it before, mate. It's not probably the best way to go. And we know these drivers will be trying to get up onto that cushion with those big right rear Hoosier tyres. So Mason Hannigan jumps back on the loud pedals. We go back to green.
Yeah, Hannigan gets the jump out front. Walton there behind it. Wacker's trying to see if he can't get in the show. He's up the third. Let's go back to our final transfer spot. Grimm is hanging on to it. He's got Heaton right there behind him. Look at Selleck take a slide job up into the wall, though. And that's going to put him out. Car's going sideways, trying to get him straight. Boy, Heaton was in the show. Now he's outside looking in.
Yeah, not the best way to start here in tonight's C-main. We are yellow.
Looks like
second time.
Ghost. Gaunty Ghost in that black machine. Oh, he just tags another car, and he gets tagged, and kind of just, you know, some slide jobs right there going, or, you know, going for the slider line, and kind of just missed timing, it looks like.
Yeah, we see it all the time in sprint car racing, Joe. It's probably not the best way to kick off the night, mate, but a lot of these drivers might be sitting up in the grandstand having a meat pie and a sausage roll, maybe a soda later on. I'll say soda because obviously soft drink here in Australia, we call it soft drink. In America, you guys call it soda, so I'm going to go with soda.
Yeah, that worked.
So, obviously, yeah, so a lot of those drivers might be sitting up in the grandstands having a nice cold soda later on. And obviously enjoy the rest of the racing here at Eldora.
I always say some of them might go home, but then again, I retract that statement and say, well, they're just going to stay at home.
That's exactly right. So let's just see. You can see Mason Hannigan just trying to buzz the tyres in that number 1X car. He's just trying to see where the grip line is on the racetrack at the moment. And that's something that you see a lot of sprint car drivers do, Joe. So obviously with these drivers, they can actually just buzz the tires in these race cars and find out what this race car is going to do on the restart.
You know, and I'm noticing too, look at the rubber. It's different in both turns. One is kind of in the middle, the other one's kind of way up top there. It really kind of, you can see the darkening of the track happening. So, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm learning a lot about how the rubber gets laid down on dirt myself. You know, Brett and guys have been helping, but just kind of noticing that. You can see the darkness on the track forming. So I've been told that's the slick part of the track.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Probably you'll see a lot later on as well. You'll see where like that big dirt patch is there on the front straightaway. You won't see a lot of that there later on. So you can see these guys as we are back to green though here in tonight's C-Main. With this time by, we'll have 8 laps to go as they roll through turn number 3 and 4 down the main straightaway this time. Selleck there on screen in the 511 car battling with Thomas Mitchell. Mitchell goes for a slider in 1 and 2 down the back straightaway this time into turn number 3 and 4 we go. Yeah. Through turn number 3 and 4 this time down the main straightaway. You've got Selleck there battling now with Devin Butts. Butts looks for a slider, makes it happen down the back chute.
Yeah, and Selleck's off the pace into the inside wall. He hits it hard. Man, he was into the feature here tonight. I was looking at that 7th place spot, which is what Mitchell has right now. He's got Dinsley in front of him. Butts right there behind him trying to clamber up. Oh, caution is out. Looks like Leo Heaton in the back, but you remember we saw Duck hit the wall. Let's see what happened. Heaton just got tagged with another car, and then just that thing went around on him.
Yeah, probably not the best way to go. Not the way to end your night for a lot of these drivers.
Been this man, though, Hannigan, he's been able to control this field.
He sure has, mate. Obviously, former World of Outlaws CarQuest Auto Parts Sprint Car Series driver as well. I'm pretty sure, I don't think I saw him race this season, but he did race last season.
I like that.
That's very cool.
Fencing, that is cool. I don't know. He makes the feature. That was going to be a close one on my pick. Cause I just like the hamburger. And I guess that's a duck on the front. So, I don't know. That one might be mine on the pick because it just makes you hungry looking at it. I mean, that's kind of cool. Creative. That's what I like to say. Creative. I was just kind of looking through some of the paints here, let people see them. We'll go to the top 7 because those are the ones going to the feature. That's the one that you liked earlier, and he's actually sitting on the bubble right now. So he's got his hands full with a lot of guys behind him, a lot of fast guys that could knock him out of this show here tonight. As it looks like we go back green. We'll see if old Mitchell can hang on to that final transfer spot.
Yeah, that's it. It's going to be all on for young and old right now here in tonight's C-Main. They nearly bang wheels down the back stretch. Into turn number 3 and 4 we go. Down the main straightaway this time with 4 to run.
Wow, and I was just talking about it. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like we said, Joe, it's going to be all on for young and old, mate. There you see Devin Butts as well. Butts up to the 7th position already. He's up 2 spots from where he started here in tonight's C-Main. You can see a lot of these guys, a lot of big movers right now. And one of your biggest movers here in tonight's C-Main, Joe, is Thomas Mitchell up 8 positions. Yeah,
Mitchell's up, Butts here, and Schrader up all 8 positions. You got Grimm sitting in the 4th place spot there. But you talk about the guy that's in the hot seat, Butts, right now, who is sitting in he's up 9 positions in 6, just like that. And that puts Dinsley back here in the 7th place spot. Well, I tell you what, these guys are moving. Mitchell's up the 4th, back and forth. White flag one more time. We know up front Hannigan's got it. Let's see who gets this final transfer. Oh, Butts gets slammed. It's going to be Reed taking the final transfer spot. What a way to go home.
Ouch, is all I'm going to say. That was a massive crash there for Devin Butts in the Vortex SimSports SpeedShot51.com number 54 car. That is not the way to end your night, Joe. Ouch, man. That was a nasty one. Well,
B-main time here. Let's grid them up. We got Sean Stevens out front. Chris Nankinville right there in second. Robert Crawley in third. Caden Berry starting fourth. Tyler Street starting fifth. Daniel Boyd in sixth. Josh Flood starting seventh. Trenton Gosley in eighth. Neville Ulps in ninth. Henry Benson up in 10th. Blake Walsh starting 11th. Jordan Rutledge starting 12th. Lachlan Barberry up in 13th. Blake Bowden up in 14th. Bailey Leeson starting 15th. Barry Hodges in 16th. Brian Brad O'Brien, there, 17th, and Riley Casson Roberts up in the 18th spot starting. So good heat race again. Top 7 again going. Whew.
I would believe so, yes. So it's going to be wicked to see all these guys. And you see there, Tasmanian Sean Stevens will start on the pole in this one. And Chris Nankerville is going to be in this one as well. And the King Race
paint
Designs
job too, Nankerville. That's a nice paint job too.
It is a very nice looking car, especially under the lights as well, Joe, here at Eldora Speedway. That car is outstanding looking. Very nice.
It's going to be
ride.
a tough one to pick just one here tonight. Kind of going through, letting folks see some of the paint jobs here. I mean, wow. It's and there's Fence, and there's that one I like with the Burger Mobile on it. Walsh back in the back. I don't know, man. There's just so many good-looking cars out here, and whew, I don't know. I might leave that in your hands because I don't know.
I reckon it's just going to be, mate, it's too much pressure. Jeez.
It is because they just, and a lot of painters and sponsors too. They take their time out here. They put a lot of work into it. It's awesome. It's good to see. And right now, you're gonna see how fast these things can go. As green flags in the air, Stevens gets a jump out front behind him. Nankerville's there. Battles on, backing around about the transfer spot. These guys are 2x2. Caution out. That looks like it is going to be Brad O'Brien back in the back. Let's see what I guarantee. Probably a checkup, maybe. I don't know. Oh yeah, just another car got involved. I'm not sure who that was. I think Roberts, who got turned around. And Brian just nowhere to go.
Yeah, Lachlan Barber was in there as well, mate, in the 47 car. So obviously not a way to end your night for a lot of these drivers. So Brad O'Brien was involved in that one. So too his teammate, Lachlan Barbary, in the 47 entry. Okay. So as we will light them up once again here, Joe.
Ferguson out here says the V35, the W114, the W7, and the W22 are the best looking. You can only pick one, man. I mean, he's going to pick the whole field.
but you know why he says that? Because that's his team car.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I get it. Nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Been a good show tonight, though, here. 6th annual. Appreciate everybody tuning in, likes and shares. I know the league definitely appreciate it out there. Taking time here. Good Saturday night race. 6th annual Sprint Car Classic. Got the guys from down under down in Australia. Got a lot of them here tonight. Including, well, actually, Matt's from, you're from Switzerland.
No, I'm Australian.
Oh, yeah. Well, how did he say he was from Switzerland? I'm going to have to go beat Tristan, man. He told me he was from Switzerland. I know you sound like you're Australian. I was like, well, what in the world? Unless they changed their accent. But, hey, green flag. Stevens out front.
Yeah, so as we go back to green with Sean Stevens out in front here in tonight's B main. And it's all on right now into turn number 3 and 4 we go. Down the main straightaway this time with 7 to run.
Yeah, good run. Stevens out front watching this battle around 6th place spot. They are 2x2, 3 wide. At times, Barry's in the mix of it. Gosley right there on the outside looking in. He's trying to see if he can't get a little bit of a cushion. He moves up to 5th just like that. Blood outside looking in. He's down low. He's wanting to see if he can't get that one more spot with Crawley. Crawley's battling with Barry. It is hot and heavy for that final transfer spot.
Yeah, you see a lot of these drivers right now. Caden Berry is in there as well in the number 12 car. You also got Robert Crawley back there as well in the 35V. Very nice looking car as well for Robert Crawley here tonight. The styled imagery entry. Then back to Josh Flood as well in the C07. The Canadian back there in position number 9 at the moment. And it's all on right now with this time 6 to run, Joe.
Yep, and Stevens, a man out front, got a good cushion. He's got Nankerville right behind him. Those two guys are feeling pretty good. Battle's on for third. You got Boyd and Street going to throw some slide jobs on each other. But Gosley's back here saying, I'm in the show, don't want to make any mistakes. Barry's hanging on to 6, he's in it. Walsh right now has got a little bit of a cushion hanging on that last transfer spot. Flood's got to make up some room, 5 to go.
Yeah, there is Blake Walsh on screen in the Hustle number 97 car. The black, white, and gold numbered entry. Wow, that was a big touch of the wheels there, though. Between the 97 and the 12 cars, we are yellow, yellow, yellow.
And I'm not quite sure what that yellow's on because it didn't tell me anybody wrecked. I don't know if it may be because of the debris on the track that the thing flew off and iRacing decides it's going to throw that caution. But magically, I love it because once the wing flew off, the crew ran back out there and put it back on the car.
Yeah, it's not the...
Something you don't see it in real life. So.
Yeah, that's right, mate. So, exactly what happens.
But I'm going to say
So
that maybe
that's
what triggered the caution. Because I didn't see anybody that wrecked in the back. I don't know what you feel, man. This racing so far, I think it's been good. These are 410 wing sprints. These are not easy cars to drive. You talk about even the pro drivers. You talk to them, even with their setups. These cars take finesse and throttle control. There's so much power, and we talk about the power. We're mentioning that so much. I mean, 900 horsepower, but we're not also talking about the fact that these things weigh what, 1,500 pounds, maybe.
Yeah, so at the scales, they have to be 1,425 pounds.
Wow, see, that 1,400 pounds and 900 horses, that's just a skateboard with wheels and a big motor. And scary. Wow.
It is, yeah. So if you are, for a lot of the folks that are watching online here tonight, 1,425 pounds is about 650 kilos in the metric scale.
And,
So-
the drivers, it always amazed me, too. They're basically sitting on the transmission and the motor. It's amazing the control they have. As we go back green, it's like I say, it just blows my mind to see them out here do what they do in these sprint cars. Stevens out front. Nankerville there in second. He's got hot and heavy. Oh, boy, takes it in the backside, though.
Yeah, not the way to finish your night off for a lot of these drivers, though. As we go down the main straightaway with 2 laps to go.
Yeah,
into turn
Nankerville.
number 1 and 2. Yeah, Chris Nankerville trying to look for some grip in the King Race Designs number 20 car. 3 turns,
Caution.
number 3 and 4 this time as we're yellow. Once again, caution is out.
And I think this is Brad. Brad's going to get in the wall there. Might not be him. It might be in front of him. Oh, yep, Collison right there. He was actually just got into it. Like Barberry. Wow. So, it is heating up front. That's one thing the cautions do here. Is it closes up the field where these guys are able to. Remember we talked about coming through the field passing. We've not seen anybody make, a huge headway. You got some hard chargers out there. You got Leeson back in 9th, up 6 spots. Walsh up 5 spots. Boyd up 4. But nobody's making that huge jumper gain. I mean, we're seeing some slide jobs being done, Matt. But again, it's thin pickings when it comes to trying to make it through the field. So I think track position is going to be key.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. And I can tell you what, though, with experience behind the wheel of a real-life sprint car, you're going to see Tyler Street try and absolutely rail this number 4 car through the field right now. He's back there in the 3rd position as we go back to green, this time out of turn number 4.
Yeah, Street gets a good jump. He's trying to run on the tire tracks there. Boyd to see what he can do. Nankerville's hanging on the 4th. Let's go back here to final transfer spot. That's Flood as the white flag's about to fly. Flood's right there in the 7th place spot. He's got a good cushion. White flag don't want to make a mistake. You talk about Street. I think the top guys are just wanting to be, where they're at as they come around final turn.
Yeah, through turn 3 and 4 this time by, and down the main straightaway will be Tasmanian Sean Stevens to get the job done here in tonight's B main. Daniel Boyd will finish second. Tyler Street home in position number 3. Chris Nankerville 4th. Then back to Trent Gosley, Blake Walsh, and Josh Flood are your top 7 cars to go through from tonight's B-Main race, fans. Wow, wow, wee.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going to get a little warm up here as these guys, man, are going to fly around. Well, let's listen to the sights and sounds of some of these motors happening around this place. Don't go anywhere because we got feature time coming up here for the 6th Annual Sprint Car Classic. All right, feature time here, folks. I tell you, it's been a good, solid race here tonight, but let's pull up the grid order here because these boys are about to get it done. We got Tim Ryan going to be out front in this one. Aiden Beerline going to start in second. Lachlan Phillips there in third. Tyler Shell starting into fourth place. Bryce Lucet, they're going to be in the fifth. Alex Hannon starting sixth. Cooper Wilson there in seventh. Riley Gray in eighth. Garrett Husley starting ninth. Paul Bryan starting at 10th. Mason Hannigan 11th. John Stevens in 12th. Nathan Wacker there in 13th. Daniel Boyd up in 14th. Matt Grimm 15th. Tyler Street 16th. Thomas Mitchell 17th. Chris Nankinville in 18th. Joshua Walton 19th. Trent Gosley 20th. And Blaine Dinsley 21st. Nope. And then we got Josh Flood going to be, Blake Walsh 22nd, Scott Reed 23rd, and Josh Flood in the 24th spot. So I don't know who's going to win this one. That's a lot of great drivers out there.
Yeah, probably what we can do, just as the car's rolling out, Joe, I reckon we've got to pick this best presented car, mate. So let's go through these paint jobs and let's find out who's going to be our winner for the best presented car, mate.
We got Tim Ryan right here up front, Aiden Beerline. Tyler Shell, Phillips, Hannon, Lucid, Gray, Wilson, Husley, Bryan, Stevens, Hannigan, Boyd, Walker, Street, Gunn, Grimm, Dankerfield, Mitchell, the one you liked, Gosley, Walton, Dinsley.
I believe we're getting set to go here,
Walsh,
Joe.
yep,
We're going
Reed,
green, mate.
and Flood. And that's all of them right
green,
there,
mate.
so good. Going green.
So as we are green race fans for the 6th annual Sprint Car Classic here on iRacing.com, it's going to be a belter through turn number 3 and 4 for the first time, though your early race leader is Tim Ryan.
Yeah, Tim Ryan right now out front leading the beer line, trying to run in his tire tracks. Everybody's up on the top side cushion. Big battles happening back here around about 5th, 6th, 7th place spots. You've got Hannigan, Phillips, Wilson, Gray, Husley and company. And right now you see some cars down low getting a little wiggly. And you got some down low, they call it the putt-putt line. You got some up high and 4 wide out of the turn.
Yeah, 4 wide down the back straightaway through turn 3 and 4. Oh, there's cars gonna be all out of whack in this one. Lockie Phillips in the 17 car, though, he has had a
that was Street.
Shocker of a start. Tyler Street, though, he's way down the pack at the moment. Tyler Street in the 4 car.
Yeah, he
On
actually
point
got out of
right
shape.
now.
He got out of shape there, Matt, and we got slung all the way back to the back. But look at this battle. This is back about 16th place spot. You've got Walton, Dinsley, Mitchell. They're 3 wide storming through the turns, as meanwhile Ryan's out front leading it. So everybody's trying to get what they can get early on here, but it's a good race so far. I mean, you got a clusters battles happening.
Yeah, as we're 5 down and 30 to run, make that 6 down and 29 to go. Here in tonight's A-Main, through turn 1 and 2, though. Cars looking for grip all over this racetrack, as it is very slick out there on the racetrack at the moment. Holsley through turn 3 and 4 on the bottom side of the racetrack in the 88 car. There is Rylan Gray on screen in the Elite Performance Industries number 81 car. We got a car that was all up in the fence there for some sort of reason, but Tim Ryan, race fans, in the VRS Logitech sponsored number 98 car is your race leader.
Yeah, he's out front, and he's got this thing hauling the mail. 1.8 seconds out in front of Beer Line. Beer Line's back there in that ABR machine. Tyler Shell. So you've got 3 top cats, but you've got Mason Hannigan hanging on the 4th place. Behind them, though, it's a party. You've got Gray, Wilson, Lucid. Those guys are throwing haymakers left and right. 3 wide, 2 wide, 4 wide from time to time, as Gray is back here in the middle of it. Wilson's there, Lucid, Husley. I don't know who's going to take that spot away.
I tell you what, though, Joe, I'm just looking at the difference in the lap times at the moment. With the way this racetrack is, Tim Ryan has just set the fastest lap of the race with a 14.760. Wow.
Yeah, that's fast.
OMG. Tim Ryan with 24 laps to go this time by race fans. It's all on right now here at Eldora Speedway.
It is, and look out here, 3 wide again. You see Gray going up our blink a little bit. It allows Husley and Wilson to get around him. Lucid's down here on the low side, or that's Husley down there trying on the catfish line. Behind him, you got Bryan and Stevens too. Look at a slide job move put on him. As Brian's saying, your looks good, mine looks better. I'll take it back from you. These guys are going at it. They don't care they're not out front. They're back here having fun.
Yeah, down the main straightaway they go this time into turn number 3 and 4. They got 22 laps to go. Still a long way around here at Eldora Speedway, as Tim Ryan has just crossed the line. The gap at the moment between first and second, 1.833 seconds back to turn number, back to position 2 at the moment. But through turns number 3 and 4, down the main straightaway, we're riding on board right now with your 2nd place car of Aiden Beerline.
And you can just see just the distance he's got to make up to catch the leader, Tim Ryan. It's about a straightaway here at Eldora. That's forever on a dirt track. You might think, man, he's just right there. I can get him. But still, that is a huge margin to make up. 2-second gap pretty much. Now, lap traffic's coming into play for Ryan here as we ride on board. It's going to be how he gets around these guys. He wants the high lane, but he's going to probably have to take the low line, and that's not what he wants to see, a car coming up on him.
Yeah, he caught the wall there just briefly on the main straightaway as well, Joe. He I think it might have been number 12 on the bottom side of the speedway.
Yeah.
That was all up that was coming up the racetrack, and I tell you what though, it was all on as Tim Ryan had to sort of escape the wall coming down the main straightaway that time. But we've got 16 and a half to run into turn number 3 and 4 this time by though, race fans. Tim Ryan is your race leader. The current gap 2.3 seconds back to Aiden Beerline, and the gap is eventually opening up right now for Tim Ryan.
Well, don't look now, don't blink. Tyler Shell's closing the gap on Beerline, so that's going to be a battle heated up. Caution out. Uh-oh. I think that's Paul Bryan here in the back. Let's see what happened to him. Then that black machine right there. I think maybe the wall caught him. Yep. And then just got tagged and avoided hitting any contact hard. Not too bad. You'll get that thing turned back around and keep going. But when we talk about the guy out front here, Tim Ryan, he probably didn't want to see that caution. I've seen this many a times before, and I know maybe in real life you've seen it, Matt. Guy get out front, dominate. Several cautions fly. Next thing you know, the track changes. His car's not dominant anymore. Guys behind him catch him, and then he's in trouble.
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. It's obviously it's all a part of sprint car racing, but I mean, look, in the end of the day, lap traffic plays a part in any sort of form of motor racing, whether it's here on iRacing.com or real life as well. So hopefully let's just see what happens. And Tim Ryan, I know, probably give it about 5 laps, and I reckon Tim Ryan will be back on the end of the field again.
Oh, absolutely. So Ryan out front, Beerline's hanging on a second. Got Tyler Shell there in third. Hannigan again. Keep your eye out there, folks. So we're going to have to pick us a beautiful paint job. Who's got the best presenter award? And also right now, remember Hard Charger? That's going to go to Hannigan. He's up 7 spots. We'll wait till the ticker kind of flips back here and give you the guy who's going to have the I'm going to say the headache award, but it's the hard luck award tonight. Wait to it. Okay. We're here. Oh, we go. And right now, that's going to actually go to... Actually, that's going to be Lachlan Phillips. He's down 20 positions. So, whew. Yeah, heartbreak for him so far.
Yeah, probably not the way to go for some of these drivers as we go back to green right now here at Eldora Speedway for tonight's A-Main. We're working lap number 21 of 35 with 15 remaining here in tonight's feature race for the sprint cars. Through turn 3 and 4 this time by though, Tim Ryan looks for the middle part of the speedway. He knows that's where the rubber is right now on this racetrack. Puts it right up against the wall again in turn 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway we go this time by to turn number 3 and 4. Aiden Beerline still back there in second position at the moment. But here comes your world champion of Tyler Shell for 2023. Into turn 1 and 2 and down the back stretch this time. Tyler Shell knocking all over the rear nerf bar of the 13A car right now. Closes in big time in turn 3 and 4. Joe, this time by 12 laps to go, mate.
Yeah, and Tyler Shell was working on the back end there, a beer line, but then he looked up in his rear. Well, he don't have a rear view. Probably looked over his corner and said, I hear something coming. That's the hard charging man of Mason Hannigan, who was trying that bottom lane to see if he can't put a slide job on him. Meanwhile, Tim Ryan's walking off into the sunset again. We got 11 laps to go here tonight in this 6th annual Sprint Car Championship. Hannigan is trying to battle with Shell there to take that third and final spot away to get on the podium, and he'll be up 8 spots. But I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter because Hard Charger has switched. Blaine Denson here back in 10th place. He's up 11. He's coming through the field like a madman.
Yeah, so Blaine Densley up 10 positions so far here in tonight's A-Main in the 27 car, but in the Kyle Larson paint scheme here tonight. So he's got the 57 car on board for tonight here at Eldora Speedway. So Mason Hannigan, though, still back there. He's up to 3rd position. He actually he's in 4th position. He relegated back to 4th. Still battling, though, with Tyler Shell in the 1X car. It's all on right now. Hannigan in the 1X, Shell in the 85. TheFlowRacing.com, number 85 entry of Tyler Shell. Through turn 1 and 2 and down the back straight away to turn number 3 and 4 this time. Here comes Shell on Beerline. Wow, that was close. There was nearly a front nerve bar to a rear nerve bar there on the 85 and 13 car. Wowee, that was all sorts of close. Through turn 3 and 4 this time. And it's all on. Slide job from Shell on Beerline. Beerline returns favourite down the main straight away. Through turn 1 and 2, Joe, we've got 5 laps to go.
And you saw right there, I talk about risk reward on that wall. He put the slide job move on Beerline, didn't hold down. Look at this. Hannigan puts it up there. Shell said it looked good, but he pushed him in the backside, knocked him up against the wall. These two guys are trying to hit each other out the ballpark. Shell back to third, Hannigan back to fourth. Beerline says, I got some breathing room. Tim Ryan right now, though, he's walking off into this one again out front. But it is a huge battle between some of the best on the iRacing circuit with 3 laps to go. Beerline second, Shell third, Hannigan in fourth. They got a little bit of spread out now. You got Husley back in the 5th place spot. Gray's hanging on to 6th. Stevens right now in the 7th. Wilson up to the 8th place spot. Walton 9th. Boyd in the 10th, and we want to talk about hard charger because Joshua Walton right now up 10 spots, sitting in 9th, even though Blaine Dinsley, well, he just fell back 9 spots back in the 12th because he's battling it out with Whacker right there. Those two guys, men, are at it. White flag one more time for this man, Tim Ryan.
Yeah, through turn number 3 and 4 for the final time. Race fans, how about it? Your 6th annual Sprint Car champion is Tim Ryan.
Woo, nice one.
Man,
that's awesome. You know what? You don't get any better than that. Exciting racing. You don't get any better dominating race than that right there. But and the hard charger is going to go to this man here, Joshua Walton, who came up to 9th, up 10 spots here tonight. And unfortunately, the Heartbreak Award, it's going to go to Lachlan Phillips, who lost 20 positions, got caught up in a wreck early on. But, you know, Tim Ryan's going to be one. It's going to be very, very excited for this win.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to see some victory donuts from the 98 car here in very, very shortly from Tim Ryan. So no doubt he'll probably pull it up onto the infield, and we'll probably see some victory donuts on the main straightaway.
Some of these guys up here and get a word with them too. We'll wait till some of these guys get up here. But what a race! I mean, again, awesome race, awesome finish. You got, like I said, Tim Ryan up there winning it, Beerline in second, Shell there in third, and then a hard charger there, Joshua Williams. But unfortunate, when you got a hard charger in a winner, you also got one that has a bad night. And that's Lachlan Phillips, who unfortunately going to end. Paint job wise, we never said who.
I reckon, Joe, if you want to agree with me, mate, I reckon who had a nice looking car out there tonight? It's a bit of a tough sort of decision, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. I liked one of those gold and black ones back there in the back. Those was kind of cool. Which I think who was it? I can't. Well, they're off the track now, and I can't get back to them. I can go back and find her back. Can't pause the screen here and go through it. Mike Tyler Street here. I'm thinking, no, it's. Yeah, we can go through the field here real quick. Here to show you folks. Right off, Tim Ryan. Tim Ryan. Actually, I'll help for you. So what we're doing right now, folks, is we're going through and see who had the better paint job while we're waiting for drivers to come up here for interviews. So there's Tim Ryan. And then Aiden Beerline. Tyler Shell. Just stop me if you see one you like. Well, you kind of write the number down and name. And that's Mason Hannigan. Garrett Husley. Rylan Gray. Sean Stevens. Cooper Wilson. We got Joshua Walton, Daniel Beard, Boyd, Nathan Whacker, Tyler Street, Blaine Dinsley, that 1-7 ain't showing up, but Blaine Dinsley. Oh, that's right, because he's lap down. Blaine Dinsley, Thomas Mitchell, but that's the one that you liked. Chris Ankerville, and that's kind of the second one I said I kind of liked on it, so calls up here. And then we got Bryce Lucian, Paul Bryan, Scott Reed, Matt Grimm. That one's unique. Kind of stands out amongst all the others. Blake Walsh. That's Josh Flood, by the way. Alex Hannon, Lachlan Phillips, and Trent Gosley. What do you think? That was the one that you liked earlier.
The 02 car. I mean, look, it is a very nice looking car, but I do reckon, obviously, mate, you know, it's between both of us, so we've got to agree on the same car.
Hey, man, I tell you what, anybody out in the chat, not a teammate or something, just yell at me, which one? You know, I don't know. Man, I tell you, I don't know.
So, I mean, if you like, mate, if you've kept that car on the screen for a reason, so I reckon if you like Josh Flood's car,
well, it's unique, it's different, but I mean, I tell you what, it's a hard pick when I look at like that one, because that one's kind of like that gold and black, but you like the one too. I mean, man, we need to do.
Tyler Street's car is nice as well. I do like Tyler Street's car.
Where's Tyler Street? Yeah, the blue one. I tell you what, we'll just go with Tyler Street then, because you know what? Since like all the other ones we're looking at, it's kind of like, I think we'll go with out of the ordinary here, and we'll pick Tyler Street. That'll work.
All right, all right.
We'll
Tyler
go with
Street.
that one.
Done
Heck
deal.
yeah, man, that'll work. All right, because it's just a tough decision, no matter what, because these guys, man, are just. I mean, they got such great paint jobs, but man, I'm gonna tell you. I'm going to bring up the race winner here, let you get a word with him, Tim Ryan, because he just dominated tonight.
Well, race fans, how about it? How good to have this guy back up in victory lane, driving the VRS Logitech-sponsored number 98 from Western Australia. How about it, race fans? Your 6th annual Sprint Car Champion, Tim Ryan. Tim, mate, you kicked off the night with quick time. You also swept it out in the heat race, mate. Pretty much a clean sweep for you here tonight at Eldora, mate. What a way to kick off the night, and what a way to end the night as well.
Yeah, the Speed Factory Ultra C Sports Sprint Car was really dialed in. As I said during qualifying, I was pretty confident in the package we had coming in here. Obviously, this is really tough competition. You've got a world champion in here, but yeah, the car was really good. I actually wasn't pushing that hard, just with how comfortable I felt. And I think that also helps actually extract the most amount of lap time out of yourself with a truck like this, where it's just so hard to drive. You don't want to be over pushing it. You just want to be driving at about 95% to really get the most out of yourself. And then I think I had like a 3-second gap before that last yellow. So with how close the sim is to put 6 seconds on this quality of field, something I'm very happy with.
Mate, it was about 3.13 at the line between you and Aiden Beeline. So, mate, obviously we know you guys were thrashing down there in the pit area just before the A main. So, obviously, what changes did you guys make between the heat race and the feature?
I just tightened the car up. Nothing. We've done enough laps here. There wasn't anything special or anything like that. It's just more about, as I said, getting in that groove and the way you back. I don't think I ever reached 100% throttle for that entire race. So it's all about managing the wheel spin. The less wheel spin you can get to, the cooler the tyres stay. And if they get too hot through a green flag run here, the car can really go away from you.
Mate, what a run here tonight at Eldora Speedway, mate. We know there's a lot of awesome people on this race car, a lot of good people behind the scenes, mate. Now just time to thank all your sponsors.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Logitech G and Astro Gaming, VRS for the awesome hardware. I use their wheelbase and the pedals, and it definitely allows me to get the most out of myself. Again, on the track like that, you need to have a lot of fidelity in your force feedback and the ability to really pedal the car. And with their wheelbases and pedals, definitely allows me to do that. You guys are putting it on. Tristan, there's a lot of effort. I know this goes in for months, and there's graphics, there's organising broadcasts, making sure everyone pays, all that type of stuff. So yeah, just really appreciative. And I'd like to thank a big thank you also to my mate Reese for spotting to me tonight. We're in a good groove there. Thank you.
Well, there it is, race fans. How about it? Please bang your hands together for the 6th annual Sprint Car Champion. How about it from Western Australia, Tim Ryan? Joe,
awesome.
Over to you, mate, to have a chat with second place.
Yeah, it was an awesome run, but this guy here, Aiden Beerline, join the booth. Got copy. Aiden, join the booth. Got copy. So starstruck, man. Trying to get his mic right. Second here. Aiden, join the booth. Got me.
Can you hear me now?
I got you. All
There
right.
we
Well, I tell
go.
you, hey, so fast it blew your microphone off of it. I tell you, I know you know how to get around this track, and you definitely know how to get around these circuits on iRacing. I've watched you many a time. But tonight, was there anything you could have done to run down Ryan to get up front? And then you had, Tyler Shell right there behind you, world champ, and you held him off. So, take us through those couple laps there with those two.
Yeah, finishing second with the winner being a past world champion and third, it's a great feeling to be able to run in between them two, and hopefully we can carry the momentum in the future. It's a lot of fun running this race. Haven't really ran sprint cars much in the last 2 weeks or so it's nice to come back and give sprint cars a dabble again.
No doubt. I know, Mom's out there jumping that down in excitement. I see her, man, time to time when he does a broadcast there, and it's awesome. Like you said, a confidence booster to be able to. What does that help you go into the next season of the World Championship of iRacing, knowing that you've got the speed of the best out there?
Yeah, it sure does. I think we just didn't have stuff go our way this past year. I think if stuff went our way, we could have finished a little better, but that's racing and it is what it is, and hopefully stuff can go our way a little better next year.
And no doubt about it. We'll tell you what, you definitely had speed tonight, held on to second. 6th Annual Sprint Car Classic here. You got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Well, first off, I got to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. My mom for always supporting me. She's in 99, if not 100% all the races that are broadcasted that I run. Team ABR Esports, ABR Setup Shop, and all the guys that just put on this event. Also my painter, Beanbag Designs, and Tim Ryan, top four. So Tim Ryan, Shell, and Hannigan for making this a good, fun race, and y'all for putting on an amazing broadcast.
Bad fast man there, Aiden Beerline bringing it home in second. Matt gets third place man. He's a champ. Held it on there tonight, though. He was bad fast in third. Tyler Shell.
Well, race fans, how cool to have a chat with this guy. Your 2023 What of Outlaws CarQuest Auto Pass champion of Tyler Shell in the USA 85 car. Tyler, mate, what a way to kick off the night here at Eldora Speedway, mate. Also with a third place run here in tonight's A main, but hey, good way to cap off the night overall.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a tricky track, and glad to come out with third.
Mate, it must be pretty cool to be finally called world champion in sprint cars. Obviously, we know you were at Volusia this past week, and obviously receiving your big check there. That must have been pretty cool, mate.
Yeah, it was a bunch of fun. Had a blast, and I'm glad I was able to do it. And thank iRacing for it.
Mate, run us through your night here at Eldora Speedway. We know the track's slickened off big time towards, obviously, throughout the A main and all that sort of stuff, but obviously we had a tacky track earlier on in the night. Run us through what sort of changes you and your crew had to make. Obviously, you guys were thrashing down there, so obviously, what changes did you guys have to make throughout the night, obviously, to make this car work for the A main?
The biggest thing was just get it tight enough. The track was so slick, so you just had to tighten it up and make it comfortable enough that you could run the top an inch away from the wall very consistently, and I got it pretty good at just missing a little bit for the top two.
Mate, run us through, well, obviously, like you just said, you were missing a little bit there. What was it differently that you could have done maybe with this race car, maybe difference in the setup or the gearing or something like that, with obviously this slick track? Obviously, we know it was pretty gnarly out there.
Just putting a little bit more mechanical grip in it and make it get off the corner a lot straighter, and could use a little bit more gas fuel to it. But yeah, it's just a little bit there, and that was what was the difference.
Well, Tyler, mate, good run here tonight here at Eldora Speedway. Obviously, third place overall, mate. Obviously, we know there's a little good sponsor on this race car, a lot of good people behind the scenes, mate. Now there's time to thank those people. Yep,
just like to thank everybody that put this race on. It was a lot of fun, and then you guys for broadcasting, and then I was up Sim Sports, and then my sponsors, Flow Racing, More Than Tires, Hergot Real Estate, and Jess Logistics.
Well, there it is, race fans. How cool to have a chat, and how cool to have him in the server tonight. Your 2023 What of Outlaws CarQuest Auto Pass champion and third place overall here tonight here at Eldora Speedway, Tyler Shell.
Well, Matt, I tell you, you can't have much better than what we saw tonight. We saw, like you said, some of the best of iRacing has to offer. A world champion out there, some guys that are going to be future world champions, and some guys are going to be future pros. But all in all, Tim Ryan showing what he can do in a sprint car here with the 6th Annual Sprint Car Classic. And it was exciting nonetheless all throughout the night. And, man, just what a run.
Mate, it was a fantastic night here at Eldora Speedway here tonight. Obviously, what can you say? This racetrack, she was black slick big time. So, not much more you can really say or do with this racetrack. Obviously, unlucky to a lot of the drivers that obviously had a bit of a hard luck here tonight. So, obviously, we finally agreed upon a nice paint job, which was Tyler Street's car. So, good luck. Obviously, congratulations to Tyler Street on best presented car. So, that number 4 machine we know looks always nice when he hits the racetrack. So, unlucky for Lockie Phillips as well tonight, as we said, Joe. Bit of a hard luck award there for Lockie Phillips. Fell down 20 positions in tonight's A main, so and eventually finished up 23 in position 23.
Yeah, like you said, so, hey, some got to win, some got to lose, and unfortunately tonight Phillips just had a bad night and just a hard, choice to pick out one paint job. We did our best. We figured we'd just go kind of in the middle with it. Tyler Street, though, he still had a good-looking car out there, I thought, and just some good-looking cars throughout the field. Man, I tell you, well, we're going to leave here, Eldora. What a night it was. 6th Annual Sprint Car Classic. For myself, the TRL guys here, and all the drivers, everyone, have a good night.